Hello students. From today's class we will start discussing about the wave motion. So it is the method by which energy is transported from one point to another in a medium. There are different type of waves. You are familiar with this kind of waves like water waves, sound waves and electromagnetic waves. So in general, a wave originated with a disturbance known as source and propagate through a medium by repeated periodic motion of particles about their equilibrium positions. So we can define a wave motions as the transfer of energy and momentum from one point to another point of the medium. So in wave motion, which is a form of disturbance in the medium due to repeated periodic vibration of the particles of the medium about their mean position. There are mainly two type of waves. One is called the transverse wave and other one is the longitudinal wave. In longitudinal wave motions, the particles of the medium vibrate to and fro about their mean positions along the direction of propagation of the wave motion, so that the wave travels in the form of compressions and rarefactions. So as you see here, the vibrations which is happening along the direction of propagations, so that there are compressions and rarefactions. Since longitudinal wave can pass through a media possessing bulk modulus, any solid, liquid or gaseous media can propagate a longitudinal wave. Whereas the transverse wave is one in which the displacement of the particles occurs at right angle to the direction of propagation of the wave, and in this case the wave propagates in the form of crust and troughs. A transverse wave motion is possible only in those media which possess a rigidity modulus or which resist the vertical displacement of the particles. Due to these reasons, a transverse motion can occur only in solid and liquid and not in the gaseous media. The examples are the sound wave in the case of longitudinal wave, whereas waves on a string can be considered as the transverse wave. There are different terms associated with the wave motions such as the wavelength. We can define a wavelength in the case of transverse wave as the distance between nearest crest. So if the distance between the nearest crest or nearest troughs, which is called the wavelength in the case of transverse wave. Similarly, in the case of longitudinal waves, the distance between nearest compressions. So this point and this points, or nearest rarefactions. The time taken by the particles in a medium to complete one periodic motion is called the time period. So it is time taken for the particle from move from one crust to next crust. So the corresponding time is called the period, and the number of waves produced by the source per second is called the frequency of the wave. So these are some of the terms associated with the wave motions. And there are another one, that is the state of vibration, which is often referred to as the phase. So in a wave motions, the particles phase will keep changing. So initially we can consider the phase is equal to 0, but when it start propagating through a medium, its phase keeps on changing. So there is a total phase change of we can have a total phase change of 2 pi degree, which is 360 degree, which corresponds to a distance of one wavelength, the lambda, which we defined. Then there is another term which is called the rate of change of phase with distance, which is called the wave number, the k. So we will come to those expressions later on. So the wave number is the rate of change of phase with distance. So it is defined as k is equal to 2 pi by lambda. So these are the terms associated with the wave motions. Next we will gonna discuss about the progressive wave, which is a wave which advances through a medium. So here in this case we consider a transverse wave which propagating through a medium, and here we define the terms, the wavelength lambda, and at phi is the phase change, and the phase for a complete circle of wave motion is, that is this one, that is called the 360 degrees. So phi should be 2 pi at the point A, and at any arbitrary point P the phase will be which is at a distance x from this point. So the phase can be given as phi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into x. So the phase will be keeps on changing during the wave motions. So in a progressive wave, the wave propagating from one point to another in a medium without being subjected to any boundary conditions, and during the propagation of a wave through the medium, if the particles of the medium vibrate simple harmonically about their mean positions, then such waves are said to be plane progressive harmonic wave. These are the characteristic of progressive wave. The every particles describes a simple harmonic motions along the direction of propagation of the wave, there being a change of phase from one point to another. The wave velocity in a given medium is a constant which is determined by the density and elastic constants of the medium. Only the energy is carried by the advancement of the waveform in the direction of propagation of the wave. The phase difference between two vibrating particles on the line of propagation, which is proportional to the path difference between the particles. So at any point we can consider the path difference keeps on changing. So the phase will be proportional to the path difference. Next, we are going to discuss about the equation of the plane progressive wave. As discussed, the plane progressive wave is one in which there is a regular transmission of energy across every section of the medium. Also, the displacement of the particles is kind of simple harmonic, so that we can express it is as a sinusoidal function of time. That is, the displacement at any instant of time is given by y is equal to a sin omega t. So at that point, we consider the phase is equal to 0. And as we seen in the earlier picture, for a progressive wave, for a displacement of lambda, which is the wavelength, the phase is considered as 2 pi. So for a complete circle of wave, this is the length, the corresponding path difference is called the wavelength lambda, and the corresponding phase will be 2 pi. So that we can define the phase change phi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into x at any arbitrary point p. As we seen here, at any arbitrary point p, the phase can be expressed as 2 pi by lambda into x. So at x is equal to lambda, phi should be equal to 2 pi, as we seen earlier. So we get motion at any point p. We can express the displacement is y is equal to a sin omega t minus phi. So we have to consider the phase change after a motion of the particle and at a distance x. The phase, the corresponding displacement is it becomes a sin omega t minus phi, because there is a phase change happening to the particles. So this is equal to a sin omega t minus, we substitute for phi, that is 2 pi by lambda into x. So this is a sin 2 pi by lambda into v into t minus x, where v is the velocity. So v is the velocity. So we know how to get this one, because omega, this is the angular frequency, which is defined as omega is equal to 2 pi n, where n is the natural frequency, the nu factor, n. Here we denoted as n. So that is the number of waves produced by a source per second, and which is inverse of the time period. So this n is the inverse of the time period. Since omega is equal to 2 pi n, which is equal to 2 pi by lambda into v. So since we know that v is equal to the frequency into wavelength, the velocity is equal to frequency into wavelength, so that we can express frequency is equal to velocity divided by wavelength lambda. So there is a common factor 2 pi by lambda in both times. When we converted omega is equal to 2 pi by lambda into v, there is a common factor 2 pi by lambda. We can take it outside, so that y is equal to a sin 2 pi by lambda into v into t. So there is a v here into t minus x. So in general, we can represent a progressive wave moving along the positive x direction as y is equal to a sin 2 pi by lambda into vt minus x, where 2 pi by lambda, which we define as the wave number. So it is A sine k into Vt minus x. Similarly, for a wave which moves towards the negative direction of the x-axis, then corresponding displacement can be represented as y is equal to A sine 2 pi by lambda into Vt plus x. For the rest of the calculation, we will consider the wave which is propagating in the positive x directions. So on differentiating the displacement with respect to time, we get the expression for the velocity and acceleration of the particle. So for velocity, it is denoted as u is equal to dv by dt. On differentiating this expression, you will get u is equal to 2 pi by lambda into v a cos 2 pi by lambda vt minus x. Now the acceleration will be d square y by dt square, which is equal to 4 pi square v square by lambda square into a sine 2 pi by lambda into vt minus x, which can be written as in terms of y, because this one is y is a sine 2 pi by lambda into vt minus x. So this is equal to minus 4 pi square v square by lambda square into y. Here you can see a minus sign, which indicates that the acceleration of the particle will be always opposite to the displacement. We will not be consider that negative sign for the rest of our calculations. Let rho be the density of the medium through which the wave is propagating, so that the expression for kinetic energy per unit volume at any instant of time will be, we can represent E kinetic energy, which is equal to half rho into V square, that is dy by dt all square. This is mass density is the mass per volume. So for a unit volume, we can replace the mass term with density. So this is equal to half rho into, you substitute for dy by dt all square, dy by dt here, so that you will get the expression for kinetic energy per unit volume is equal to half rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square into a square cos square 2 pi by lambda into Vt minus x. So this is the expression for kinetic energy. Next we will consider the potential energy terms. For that we need to consider the work done for a small displacement dy. So the wave is propagating through this medium of density rho, and for a small displacement dy, what is the work done? So that will be the force into corresponding displacement, that is force into dy. So the potential energy time corresponds to this displacement dy is represented as DEPE, which is the displacement into force, that is displacement dy into m into a, that is the force expressions. But in this case, since it is we are considering for a unit volume, so that we can replace mass by density. So this is dy into rho d square y by dt square. So in the both cases, we are considering the potential energy and kinetic energy per unit volume. So let dy pa should be equal to, substitute for d square y by dt square from this expression, that is this term, and we ignore the negative sign here. So this will be rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square into y dy. So in order to get the expression for the potential energy, we need to consider the total work done for the displacement of y. So we are considering the total work done for a displacement of y, that will be the integration of this term. So when you integrate this from 0 to y, so that is the total potential energy times, that is equal to rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square into integral 0 to y dy, that is equal to rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square into y square by 2. You substitute for y here from our previous displacement expressions, that is this term, you will get this an expression for the potential energy as half rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square into a square sine square 2 pi by lambda into Vt minus x. So this is the wave which is propagating in the positive x direction. Now we have the expression for the kinetic energy and potential energy for a wave which is propagating through a medium of density rho, and we are considering the energy per unit volume. Now what will be the total energy per unit volume at any instant of time? That will be the summation of the kinetic energy and potential energy terms. So from the previous expressions, we substitute for these terms, you will get the total energy is equal to half rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square into a square cos square 2 pi by lambda Vt minus x plus half rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square into a square sin square 2 pi by lambda into Vt minus x. So this will be half rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square a square into, that is the common term, some cos square plus sin square terms. So this will be 1. So that you will get the total energy is equal to half rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square into a square, which is a constant. So we can conclude that though the kinetic energy and potential energy of the wave, which depends on the values of x and t, that is the instantaneous values of displacement and time, the total energy density is independent of either of these quantities. Now let us evaluate the average values of kinetic energy and potential energies over a wavelength region. So we consider a complete circle which is the corresponding distance we call as wavelength. So the average kinetic energy over a wavelength can be calculated as, so this is the expression for kinetic energy which we derived in the previous slides. So the average kinetic energy will be 1 by lambda. So we are averaging over a distance of wavelength. So this will be 1 by lambda integral 0 to lambda kinetic energy times. So you can substitute this value here, integral d lambda. So that is 1 by lambda integral 0 to lambda e kinetic energy d lambda. So this is the average value over a distance lambda, which is the wavelength. So this average kinetic energy, this is E bar, which is equal to 1 by lambda half rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square a square into integral 0 to lambda cos square 2 pi by lambda Vt minus x d lambda. Now we replace this cos square terms with 1 plus cos 2x by 2. So there will be 1 by 2 into 1 plus cos 2 times 2 pi by lambda Vt minus x. That is, you can see here. So finally you will get the expression for average kinetic energy terms. Here when you integrate this one, it will go to sine terms, and when you average over a distance of 0 to lambda, that term becomes 0. So you will only have the term which is involving lambda by 2. So you will get lambda by 2 into these terms. So the average kinetic energy will be this one. You can cancel these lambda values, these two lambda, and again you can see that this value, when you compare with the total energy expressions, this is half times total energy. So you can see that the average kinetic energy value also not depending on the arbitrary displacement or the time value. So this is also a constant, which is half of the total energy. In the same way, we can derive the expression for average potential energy, which is which will be equal to, we can use the same calculations, that is integral 1 by lambda integral 0 to lambda potential energy terms, which will be 1 by lambda half rho 4 pi square v square by lambda square a square lambda by 2, which will be half of energy, which is also same as average kinetic energy. So we can see that at a given instant, the energy of plane progressive harmonic wave will be half kinetic and half potential. So the average values of potential energy and average values of kinetic energy is equal. So at any given instance, the energy of a plane progressive wave will be half kinetic and half potential value. So let us conclude this section here. Thank you.